EuroWeb's Working Group 2 is dedicated to clothing identities, with a special focus on identities based on gender, age, and identity. The working group is led by Magdalena Wozniak and co-led by Cecily Brons and Paula Nabais. Throughout history, textiles have played a key role in the construction and display of individual and collective identities. The visual codes which govern the way individuals clothe themselves are laden with message regarding one's position in society, one's affinities, and even one's view of oneself. They are a powerful way to express belonging, but also to establish differentiation and create boundaries, whether social, ethnic, or gender-based. Such processes of identity building and display were critically important in the historical development of past communities, and studying them is therefore a vital step in rewriting European history through the lens of textiles. In order to pursue these goals, the working group now congregates a large team of more than 50 researchers and innovators from 22 countries, including archaeologists, historians, conservators, heritage scientists, ethnographers, sociologists, artists, and craftspeople. The scope of the research of the team cuts across all historical periods, with a strong representation of members working on prehistory, antiquity, the Middle Ages, the modern period, and the 19th and 20th centuries, and extending well into contemporary topics relating to textiles in the 21st century. The goal of the work being undertaken by this multidisciplinary team is to analyze the meaning of clothing throughout this wide time span and across different geographic and cultural areas, and to explore the ways by which clothing was used as a means for humans to express their gender identity, to mark their age, to convey their beliefs, and to display their social status. One important component of this research is the issue of color, which we know from historical and ethnographic sources as being consistently laden with symbolic meanings throughout history. The working group therefore also focused on the deployment of new analytical techniques to explore the chromatic landscapes of the past, and more specifically to analyze the visual codes which determine the coloring of clothing in the past and in traditional garments. The research of the working group team clusters around 6 main topics: the study of costume, both from a historic and an ethnographic perspective, the study of textile representations in iconography, both ancient and modern, the ornamentation that complements and expands the communicative capability of garments, the social and cultural codes which underpin fashion in a historical perspective, the conservation of historical textiles and particularly the strategies for their display in museum and other public settings, and the theoretical and methodological tools for the study and analysis of clothing throughout history. This ongoing work has already resulted in several activities organized in the framework of the working group, including the interdisciplinary online workshop Funerary Textiles in Situ, held in April 2021, and which will be published soon. The Clothing Identities Conference, also held online in May of this year, and whose contributions will hopefully be incorporated into the EuroWeb anthology. And the EuroWeb Ancient Fashion Week, which also took place last May, in which the working group co-sponsored the training school on embroidery. Beyond scientific discussion and dissemination, the working group is also committed to offering training opportunities to its members, and especially to young researchers and innovators. In order to achieve this goal, training schools and workshops have also been organized, including the workshop Theoretical Concepts on Dress and Identity, Visual Codes in Prehistoric and Historic Societies, hosted by the Natural History Museum of Vienna in Austria last April, and the training school Clothing as a Spectacle of Identities, a Theoretical Toolbox, which took place online also in April. These are just some examples of the work and activities being developed in the framework of the working group, and many more are currently under preparation and will take place over the next couple of years. To stay informed about the working group and its activities, we invite you to visit EuroWeb's website at euroweb.uw.edu.pl and to follow us on EuroWeb's social media. Thank you for your attention.